Guide to the Cthulhu Mythos, an ongoing exploration of cosmic horror, weird fiction, and Lovecraftian terror. Join us as we discuss literature, its sources, and its meaning. In the second half of the show, we discuss film, its sources, its meaning, and how it links to the Cthulhu Mythos. Hosted by D.B. Spitzer, editor and producer, David Farmer Dave Heath, and of course, Ant Gore. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and anywhere else you find your podcasts and podcast information. Thank you, and enjoy. I am one of your many hosts, D.B. Spitzer, Pacific Northwest, born and bred. To my virtual right, we have David Farmer Dave Heath and Ant Gore. That's Gore for people who are like, what are you saying? What is that? Your Pacific Northwest accent.
And also AUNT, because depending on the way of saying aunt or aunt or auntie.
Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes people think it's the bug.
Yeah. So, yeah, how the heck are you two doing this week?
Pretty good.
Oh, cool. Dave?
Apparently, I have offended a sky god and made him cry because there is some sort of divine tears falling out of the sky. I think they call it rain.
Oh, yeah. I was outside about 3 o'clock this morning. Don't ask why. And it was raining, and I was like, oh, wow. That's nice. That's nice. Just a timestamp on this. This is August 6th, 2025. Who knows when this episode will be released? I believe it's going to be released sometime in November or December of 2025. So, yeah.
So at that point, rain won't be weird.
Yeah. Well, it will be because, it's not ice. But who knows?
Yeah.
It doesn't get that cold out here. But, yeah, no. I'm doing all right. Enjoying the rain, enjoying the shadiness. My eyes don't hurt nearly as bad. Just to get into it, we're going to be talking about a Robert E. Howard story. Quite a few of those this season. The Frost Giant's Daughter. And then we're going to be talking about, to my knowledge, the first instance of computer viruses in a movie. So
you are correct.
Yes, and also
you are correct. Not the first in a book, but the first in a movie.
Yeah. And also the first time that digital images were processed to pixelate the simulation to simulate like what a robot or an android is seeing. Some people have said that was I'm going to just bust this out before we get too far because I've been fascinated with this. I thought it was first introduced as a concept in Jodorowsky's Dune, the big huge massive book that was meant to be Dune the movie that never got made, that had all kinds of concept art in it, but Westworld predates that, and it was actually made. So it's not Terminator, it's not Star Wars, it's Westworld. If you want to see digital, so we're not talking about Westworld yet. We are talking about The Frost Giant's Daughter. I forgot to read it. I've read it in the past, but I haven't read it lately. So I'm going to just hand this over to Dave and go, hey, Dave, what is this story?
So this is what we call in the business early installment weirdness.
Oh, okay.
This is actually the second Conan story that Howard wrote, and it's the first that was original. His first Conan story was basically a rewrite of a Cole story that he decided just Cole couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
That said, there's some things that he hadn't quite gotten his hand on. And the basic story, before we go to the plot, but maybe give a sort of a concept, is he was rewriting a Greek myth as if it was a Viking story.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And we see something here that is completely different that we're not going to see in any other Conan story.
Yeah.
And that he comes close to forcing himself on someone.
Oh, yeah.
So, and part of this is because that's what Howard got out of the Greek myth. Part of it is, in the words of our good friend Ken Hite, Howard never gets past a 14-year-old Boy Scout level when it comes to sex.
Sure.
But part of it also in story is that he is being manipulated magically by the Frost Daughter's giant to make him want to basically attack her and be so blinded by lust that her brothers can kill him.
Yeah. No, that's something I remember about this story is it gets a little Zeusy in parts. To put it lightly.
And I think the specific story I'm trying to go off my memory was actually a story about Apollo, but you're right, it runs in the family.
Yeah. Trying to keep it a little bit lighter today. Don't want to get into some topics, but world's pretty rough as it is. So, it's one thing I liked about this story is it doesn't go there. It feels like it's going to go there, and if it was another pulp writer, it possibly would have gone there. But Robert E. Howard had enough sense to keep it clean, keep it not gross. There's some rough stuff that happens in his stories, but it's nothing like sexual assault. So
yeah.
I mean,
and that's something that I appreciate with Conan is, with the exception of this story, like I said, it's out of character here.
Yeah.
He's basically, in the rare case that a woman doesn't want him, see ya.
Yep.
Yeah. He has enough respect, and I think Howard had some respect on that, to not be in a market that would later be full of it, and we can sort of leave it there. But
sure.
But that's one of the defining things of Conan is that he does not force himself on women.
Yeah. If anything, Conan stories can be titillating. Conan stories can be a little bawdy at points, but it never really goes into that kind of stuff, which is really nice.
Very rare.
Yeah. I mean, it's something that really does separate it from I'm not going to say like other pulp artists that we, pulp writers that we like and talk about on the show, because they themselves don't really. But it's one thing that really kind of separates it from some other pulp that's out there that we don't really cover for those reasons. But also, I was going to say, also like actual, like mythology, whether it be Greek or Roman or Judeo-Christian, is just full of this stuff, and it's like,
oh yeah.
It's nice to see stuff that is written with that style in mind without having to go so deep into such tread subject matter. Yeah. So, Dave, what significance does this have in literature as we know it? Because I always feel like Conan stories or Robert E. Howard stories always end up being this kind of like, I don't know, catalyst for something.
Well, one of the things it does, it sets for Howard is Conan's background. So Conan is very much, dare I say it, a Viking, which is not the Cimmerians. So from a sort of biological perspective, the Cimmerians are the Black Irish, which Howard considered himself.
Yeah.
But after he escapes slavery, he goes to Azure and Van Air, which are basically Howard's version of the Vikings. And so he becomes culturally, even before he takes over, kingdom of another country, it sets his culture and makes him Viking-like, which is kind of what Howard saw as the barbarians.
Sure, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Aunt Gore, I thought you were going to say something. I may have oversaid.
Oh, no, I almost lost you all. Like, my phone, decided to, power off, and it's fine.
Oh, no.
I'm good.
So, Dave, would you say that this, like other Robert E. Howard stories of Conan, it's a fun mix of, I don't know, reworked mythology meets horror meets fantasy, or?
So, yes, and like a lot of the Conan stories, you've got to find there's multiple versions. A lot of Howard, there are multiple versions. And one version that probably many people have read is a reworking by Else Rugby Camp. Even the original version that is published is going to be modified, I'm pretty sure, by Farnsworth Wright. But yes, I would say so, especially the original version. Again, Howard's still trying to get his idea on who this Conan guy is. And so he's still exploring, he's still...
Can you hold on 1 second?
Okay.
Echo, stop. That was my Alexa going off, but...
It's so funny. My mind in the other room is going off at the same time, but it's far enough away.
So I was about to ask you if you got a cat.
No.
So yeah, so Howard is still trying to figure out who this Conan guy is.
Okay.
He's got the world down pat, but he's still working on the character. And it's going to be one of the more interpreted versions. In fact, if they ever made a Conan 3, it was with Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's a good chance that a lot of this would have been used as the plot for the Conan 3 movie, which of course was never made.
Yeah.
Who is going to really like this is is Marv.
Yeah.
So there's going to be several. Let's say our friend Roy Thomas, and so there are going to be several different versions in the Marvel Comics, and a lot of the more attractive pictures of the Frost Giant's daughter are going to be out of Marvel Comics. And you do know, so Howard was not beyond putting attractive girls in risque positions in his story.
Not at all, no.
But there was a reason why, too. He got better chance to be the cover.
Yeah.
And if you were the cover, you got a whole lot more money than you did just being a story in. I mean, again, part of this is Howard.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as we know, Howard only had one romantic relationship in his life, and she had to break up with him on suggestions by her doctor because, and I don't mean to laugh, because it was not a healthy relationship.
Gotcha.
But Howard understood, like I said, economics much better than Lovecraft could.
Okay. Yeah,
And
no.
so that's why we see a lot of risque situations, or hinting at risque in the Howard story.
Yeah, no, and I feel like that is kind of the theme, the kind of standard almost for like sword and sandal barbarian stories that we get over the next 50, 60, 70, 80 years. If you go and check out Savage Tales #1 from Marvel Comics, you're going to get stuff like this story in Savage Tales #1, but you're also going to get stuff like the Coming of Man thing, and a story written by Stan Lee. I believe it's called Tomorrow's Violent Voluptuaries. But so you have like concepts of like Conan holding his enemy's head while a scantily clad woman hugs his muscly leg. But you also get weird stuff like the Femizons, written by Stan Lee and art by John Romita. You get all kinds of this stuff, but it's kind of the weird fiction that we get out of the 70s that is a direct response to the stuff from the 30s and 40s that Clark Ashton Smith, Robert E. Howard, H.P. Lovecraft, and all of those guys, Henry Kuttner, and names that are escaping me right now that I can see their faces, but I'm like, the guy who Frank Belknap Long, that's the one I was trying to get out. But yeah, no, all these great guys, all these people who went on to influence other people with other writings and just kept the cycle going, because we've all heard of Stan Lee. And there was even Denny O'Neil stuff in here, and
Black Brother.
Yeah, and I believe they did it not as a comic book, but more as a magazine to avoid the at the time the Comics Code Authority, the thing that comic book companies used as a self-censoring device so that they wouldn't be controlled by the government or by a larger authority group. They kind of
that never happens.
policed. They policed themselves for a number of. But we're not going to talk about that. Dave, the comic code would be a great middle piece or a geeky crossroads. If we haven't done it already, I don't think we have.
I think I may have done it about 4 years ago because I have an unusual take, but maybe that'll be something we can redo.
Sure, yeah. Anyway, Gore, do you have any input for Conan, the Frost Giant's Daughter, any of that?
My biggest thing is in trying to find like a video or something of somebody talking about it or reading it. I discovered that there's a Conan, what is it called specifically? Let's see. Conan the Adventures cartoon series that was on during like 92 to 93.
Oh, cool. I remember that.
Never seen or heard of it before. And Audra was so excited because like they love Conan and stuff, and
Sure.
like and hadn't seen it before either, and it's very 90s cartoon, and they had an episode that was the Frost Giant's daughter. I'm sure it was quite like a artistic take on it, but it was interesting.
She invites him over for tea and cookies.
One thing, speaking of cartoons and Robert E. Howard, as we've been going over a lot of Robert E. Howard and Cole the Conqueror, Conan the Barbarian, one thing I have been watching a bit more is if I know Dave is probably familiar with this cartoon from 1979 to 81. But Gore, I don't know if you are, and if you're not, I think you and Theo would really like it. It's called Thundar the Barbarian.
Oh, no, I don't think I have heard of that. I'm going to write that down.
It's probably one of the greatest cartoons of all time. A few exceptions to that would be Star Trek, the animated series. But yeah, I mean, like, there's one cartoon I like more than Thundar the Barbarian of like 1970s cartoons, and it is, Star Trek, the animated series. Up next, we're going to be talking about Westworld. I wonder if anyone...
Just real quickly on Thundar.
Yeah.
It's as if Robert E. Howard wrote He-Man.
Yes. If He-Man was good and not written for a 5-year-old. But yeah, I wonder if we'll see anyone from Star Trek in Westworld at all, Dave.
Now you got me. Now I'm running my head because.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, we'll talk about that in a moment after the break. Here's the break.
Welcome to Innsmouth, stranger.
Hi, I'm Rob Whiten from the Innsmouth Book Club. Join me and my fellow guide John Chadwick as we take you on a fortnightly tour of Innsmouth. We visit places such as the Picture House, the Library and Innsmouth Museum to discuss all aspects of weird fiction, whether it be book, film, music, TV or art. As well as that, we stop over at the Gilman House to have a chat with a resident guest. That includes authors, artists, musicians, in fact, Lovecraftian creatives of all types. You can find our free shows on Patreon, and there you can also sign up as a patron, which brings you bonus content, plus a monthly PDF copy of Innsmouth News, which features articles, author spotlights, all the latest news and reviews, and more. You can find us at patreon.com/InnsmouthBC. We hope to see you soon, because remember, Innsmouth isn't just a place, it's a state of mind.
Check out the show notes or go to pgttcm.com for more information. And also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all the other places where podcast stuff exists. All right, back to the show.
In Legacy Door, a lurker from space casts a shadow over time.
We opened our eyes upon the human world. We found ourselves lying on an especially yielding bed in a room displaying scattered relics of their shallow past, tied together by more recently produced items meant to blend with the relics. Typical.
A sensitive journalist dreams of unknown lives.
It seems like every time I close my eyes, they get stronger. I can't even say the last time I had a normal sleep, let alone a dreamless one.
An outspoken lawyer defends the suspect in an unspeakable crime.
And that client was Jonathan Strauss, held for the murder of his daughter Abigail and her companion Harrison Reese.
And a stalwart investigator tries to drag it all into the light.
Some of the Reeses and the Strausses have been involved with something that seems to include an obsession with bloodlines and longevity for at least decades.
Legacy Door is a weekly cosmic horror mystery podcast. An ensemble of actors tell a story, also available in paperback, Kindle, and audiobook. Available now.
Break time's over. All right. Hey, welcome back, everyone. This week, we are talking about Westworld, a 1973 American science fiction film written and directed by Michael Crichton. It's got Yul Brynner, James Brolin, Richard Benjamin, and there's a brothel madam who also voices all of the computers in Star Trek.
You know what? I didn't until you said that, and then oh yeah, I just did not recognize her.
Also plays Deanna Troy's mother and a specific nurse in...
And was maybe married to Gene Roddenberry?
Maybe even married to Gene Roddenberry when this movie was made. But yeah, that of course would be... I can never say her name right. Majel Barrett Roddenberry? But yeah, she played Miss Karen. The Madam of the Westworld Bordello. This is one of those movies that I feel like inspired all kinds of other films. This is one of those movies that it's like, without this, we don't have Jurassic Park. I feel like without this, we don't have Terminator. Without this, we don't have certain aspects of Predator. Without this, I mean, it's like just so many things.
Yeah. Well, I wrote down Jurassic Park with robots, so...
We wouldn't have one of the greatest episodes of The Simpsons.
Oh, dang, I forgot to watch it. Theo was like, you need to watch the Simpsons episode if you haven't.
Don't forget,
I think I might have, but I don't remember it.
Don't forget, kids, we parked in the itchy lot. So, Gore, do you want to start us off on talking about Westworld?
Sure, let's see. Let me look at my notes. Oh, okay. The first thing that I thought was really, really interesting is they mentioned, they're like, so how do you tell if they're a robot or not? And they said, you have to look at the hands. They can't get the hands right. And I'm like, oh, that's so creepy because now AI can't get hands right.
Everyone walking around with Westworld with 7 fingers. No, part of me is like, oh, did they have the earlier robots have just big punch fist hands?
Right.
Just robot claws?
Because they look pretty good in the movie, so I'm curious, the earlier stages, how bad were they?
The first people who go to Westworld, are they what? Just they don't have robots, it's just brooms and strings with cowboy hats on, or just a bunch of mannequins.
Yeah.
Last night I made love to 3 mannequins. Westworld's the best world. No. That is something that has always kind of creeped me out about Westworld in general, is people go to Westworld and Roman world and medieval world to have sex with robots, and it's I would hate to have that job of being the person who has to take out parts and throw them into an autoclave and then spray it down with antibacterial foam or whatever. It's I kind of understand, there's aspects of the television show and the movie where it's it's almost like the robots are kind of tired of being treated as pleasure items.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Revolt. And it's less of a computer virus, and it's more of kind of self-preservation. They're getting destroyed, they're getting busted up. It's Yul Brynner's character is almost kind of a savior of sorts of you've sexually assaulted our women, you've killed our horses, you keep breaking our town. It's there's gotta be, it's he's, from a certain point of view, he's not a bad guy. But then again, I don't think he was ever a bad guy. He was just a malfunctioning robot, at least, and a protector of the robots at worst. So, anyway.
I was going to mention too on that, the one lady robot, whenever she starts having sex, she it looks like she disassociates, because her eyes go dead. And I'm like, oh, that's so disturbing. Because
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the first signs that something's going wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that in the 70s, Crichton understood the concept of computer viruses. But I think the average person walking out of the movie theater would not have.
Sure.
And would have seen it more as, Ralph agrees.
Oh, yeah.
would it seem more as the robots gaining sentience and realizing that they are being treated as things.
Yep. Ralph really wants to be on the show today.
Just a reminder to those listening for the first time, part of this is recorded on a working farm.
Yeah, Aunt Gore and I have Alexas in the background making noise.
Yeah.
You have a rooster. Yeah. But, no. And other thing I wanted to bring up that I knew that... Oh, Ralph knows what I'm going to talk about. Westworld is cyberpunk. Westworld as cyberpunk. And it just feels very cyberpunk. It's like, I don't know, I could imagine, a story coming up within like a cyberpunk story of like 5 corpos murdered in a amusement park mishap. I don't know. But
absolutely. I think technically it's considered proto-punk.
Yeah.
But, it gets to a point where that's just a line.
Yeah.
That's just a definition. Proto-punk, cyberpunk, post-cyberpunk. But it absolutely was one of the movies that influences both Gibson and Ridley Scott.
Oh, yeah. No, the gunslinger, or the man in black, whatever you want to call Yul Brynner's character, just not too much of a difference between him and if you're going to go with the the tabletop RPG, and I guess the video game too. Antagonist Adam Smasher. more metal than human, and an unrelenting killing machine. So I don't know. I kind of like that. It's like without that, I feel like we don't get the Terminator without this movie for a couple of reasons.
I think that James Cameron has been open that this was an inspiration.
Yeah. No, I can totally see that.
You also wouldn't have Five Nights at Freddy's.
Good or bad, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, this is such a good, fun movie. It like so many of the things that happen in it now feel like cliches for science fiction movies and horror movies, and this is like one of these really cool slow burn horror movies that you're like, oh, it's just a fun sci-fi movie. Boom! No, it's horror.
I like too, like, it's definitely 70s pacing, but this one like was able to hold my attention a little bit more. I feel like it was a little bit more fast paced than some 70s horror.
Oh yeah. I mean, I still watched it on 1.25 speed, but
I need to learn how to do that.
Oh, you just go where the little gear is, and some movies will let you do it on like I watched a lot of stuff on archive.org or YouTube, and some YouTube videos will let you speed it up, and other ones will not. And my thought was, I bet you could take a modern horror movie and then play it at 75%. And you get 70s pacing. Maybe put an overlay over it to, make it look gritty and stuff, and put film grain in it. But yeah, no, you could like turn a modern horror movie into like kind of a slow build. I don't know if that would work.
In a lot of ways too, I think this is kind of the rough draft for Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
And Crichton basically he got the idea when he was on Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Oh yeah.
He thought, what if these guys came alive? And then when he writes Jurassic Park, Malcolm has that line, that the Pirates of the Caribbean don't come alive and kill you. I don't think he's ever admitted, but a lot of people have hinted that was actually a tribute to what inspired this.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this is one of those films that, as I said, it goes on to inspire a bunch of stuff. It actually had a sequel, Future World, which was came out in 76, 77. There was a television show in 1980 that they filmed 5
episodes.
Yeah, they filmed 5 episodes, only aired 3, and it and then of course there was the Westworld series that came out in...
It was like 2012 or something like that.
Yeah. And it was like the 4th season. Feels a lot like what Beyond Westworld is, where it's like them trying to figure out stuff outside of Westworld, outside of the Delios, whatever, those guys. Trying to figure out what's going on outside of their property and how their stuff is leaking into the real world and being used for things that are not Westworld or Future World or whatever. But and I don't know, the 4th season of the latest iteration of Westworld, I only watched a little bit. I got excited about it because it was showing what the outside world looked like, and it was very cyberpunk, but it wasn't enough to keep my interest. But maybe I'll go back.
I watched the first 3. I only got about halfway through the 4th season.
Yeah.
We've only seen the first season, and then we just kind of forgot about it. And now I think it's not available because HBO pulled, or was it HBO or Showtime? I don't know. Somebody pulled all of them, I think. I haven't looked though.
Oh, wow.
I'm curious if I can find it somewhere else.
Yeah, it's on HBO. It's on HBO.
Oh, it's still okay.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just streaming somewhere now.
Yeah. So I have to admit, I watched at least one episode of Beyond Westwood, and I was in a laundromat folding my clothes, and it was on the TV. And I remember it as Magic Mountain with robots.
Yeah.
That I think there was the roller coaster for Magic Mountain was, but that could be a Mandela effect.
Sure. we'll figure that out. Yeah, so anything else we wanted to talk about with Westworld?
Well, you already kind of talked about the first time that they've done the robot vision, quote unquote.
That is so cool.
But something else that I thought was really fascinating, because I was like, well, it's not they didn't CGI his eyes, so how did they do that? I'm I've never seen contacts like that. What is that? And I read that it's mirrored contacts, so that would reflect weird. I just thought that was really fascinating.
Oh wow! I wonder if Yul Brynner could see out of those things.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, no, and they based Yul Brynner's character roughly off of his character from The Magnificent Seven, which, as we know, is based off of the 7 Samurai. Oh yeah, this is based off of that, which is based off of this. But yeah. But yeah, no, this movie handled poorly, could have just felt like a Wild West show. But luckily, it was handled a little bit better, and I really kind of like the whole concept of people showing up and complaining about the beds are uncomfortable, everything's dirty. It's you jerk. Of course it is. It's the Old West. And I think it's interesting how it's some people, and this is something from the television show as well, all the television shows, all these movies, is when given pretty much a playland to do whatever you want, some people choose a very dark route, and that's just it's like oh, that's where some problems come in too. But yeah.
So they think that a world with no consequences has been created.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny. At one point in time, someone shoots a sheriff, and then they're like, "Yeah, no, you gotta go to jail."
Yeah.
But yeah, if you shoot someone in cold blood. But yeah, no, it's a fun movie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I don't think we've spoiled it too much.
No.
I mean, we could. It's from 1973. It's not like, but yeah.
And I think until the HBO series, that it had been forgotten, and that real science fiction heads remember it, but a lot of, I remember when the series came out, a lot of people said that they heard it was a movie that they'd never seen before.
Yeah. It's one of those films that I feel like science fiction lovers loved it, and people who didn't kind of remembered it. And it shows up, aspects of it show up in animated stuff a lot. Like, there's the Simpsons episode where they go to Itchy and Scratchy Land, and it's more or less Westworld, but Itchy and Scratchy. And let's see, there are instances, references to it in, the first season of Rick and Morty. There is a character talking to another character, and their face falls off, and it's the inside of a Westworld robot. Actually, technically, it's the inside of a future world robot's face, but, it's referencing Westworld. And in the Venture Brothers, there are a series of characters who just simply are androids that work for a gated community for supervillains.
Oh, yeah.
When their faces come off, they're these kinds of androids from Westworld, Future World, whatnot. But yeah, I feel like some writers are like, I love this movie so much, I gotta reference it. And the public is just like, oh yeah, I vaguely remember that dumb sci-fi movie. But yeah, no, I mean, for a lot of people, I feel like this is kind of their dream. And when VR came out, they were hoping for something along the lines of Westworld. But here's the thing, everyone: this kind of production would be so cost prohibitive.
Right?
It's $1,000 a day. You're kidding me? I wish it costs $1,000 a day.
That's the thing we kept talking about. We're like, there is no way at $1,000 a day, this is sustainable at all.
Yeah, and it's even adjusting for inflation. I'm still thinking that's still not enough. That's still not enough.
No.
That would be enough to go to a really nice hotel, all inclusive in the middle of nowhere, that doesn't have robots.
No, it would have to be priced for billionaires. There's no other way around it.
And honestly, if you're dealing with billionaires, why even have robots? Just hire people that you can actually shoot.
Don't give them any more ideas.
I mean, the movie Hostel started out as a documentary, and then the guy who was writing it was getting too close to something, and then was like, oh, I guess I'll just make a fictional version of what I keep running across. So yeah, it's already a thing. We just don't live in any countries where I'm going to stop that right there. I have no idea.
That that we know of.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Westworld. Let's hope it never becomes real, because I don't want to get shot by a Yule Runner robot. Again, this movie is great. The whole concept of, boy, have we got a vacation for you where nothing can possibly go wrong is so much fun. It is so much fun. I could see, I feel like there's rip-offs to this, even if it's low-budget rip-offs of oh, it's a fun house that's gonna eat you, or it's, I don't know, I feel like it's well-tread ground, but also it's ground that is kind of fun to go over. So yeah,
it's definitely a trope creator, I think.
Oh yeah.
That said, is that a lot of people have taken this as a warning about technology.
Sure.
But Crichton has come out and said that it was basically a warning about capitalism.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes. No. The concept of like capitalism unchecked, or just like technology through capitalism unchecked. Like, you know, should we do it? Should we really make a semi-sentient murder machines and sex bots, throw them all into one place and tell people, do what you want? It's like, yeah, some of these things, we don't even know how they're built. They're designed by computers.
We don't really know how this technology works.
Like, oh, jeez. Yeah, that right there is like, should be the line that he's like, yep, and that's where everything went wrong. When they decided to have computers build other computers. So, yeah. All right. I don't think we have anything else to talk about unless anyone had some notes that they wanted to read off whatever the cool thing that they wrote down was.
I think we've covered it.
All right. Well, next week we will be covering Clark Ashton Smith's The Charnel God, and then we will be covering an Australian film called Picnic at Hanging Rock. If you can't find that film, I suggest checking out archive.org. And also, I believe they are both, this movie and the next movie, which are a couple years apart, both Australian and from the same director, Picnic at Hanging Rock and The Last Wave, both available on HBO. So if you have HBO, check it out, or archive.org, or I don't know. Yeah.
And I think that it's still on YouTube, but we'll discuss this more.
Sure.
And and I have to admit, I've not seen this version. I'm pretty excited, having been familiar with the book. So I'm glad that we got an opportunity to watch this.
Oh yeah, no. When you've been doing a show for 21 seasons, finding new things that may fit into Lovecraftiana cosmic horror. Sometimes it's a stretch, sometimes it's not that hard at all. But I figured, hey, let's go somewhere that I have never heard people talk about before. Let's get into Ozploitation films. And the Cthulhu mythos. So yeah.
I'm excited. I've seen this once, and it was for queer horror, and I'd never heard of it before.
Oh, cool.
Going to it, so
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well,
I think there was a TV series. Well, we'll discuss more, but I think there was a TV series.
Yeah.
But that's next week.
Yep. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening to People's Guide to the Cthulhu Mythos. If you're thinking about going to Westworld, don't. I hear that place is rough.
It's not worth the price.
It's not worth the price. $1,000 a day. Yikes. And we'll see you all next time. Have a good one. And if you have any suggestions for future movies, if you want to say something that we got wrong, let us know. You can contact us at pgttcm@gmail.com. You can contact us at pgttcm.com. You can contact us at Facebook. You can contact us on Instagram. I think we still have a presence on Twitter, but I don't really update it. It gets updated through other stuff.
Is there still Twitter?
Oh, I'm not going to call it the other thing.
Yeah, fuck the other name. That's the only thing we can dead name.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't owned by, a South African with a melty looking face, I might call it by another name, but yeah, no. So yeah, check us out. We've got all kinds of stuff going on, all kinds of projects that we're working on. And speaking of, does anyone have a project that they're working on currently that they want to shout out?
I'm excited for Sunday because we're doing a Simpsons show, but that doesn't really help because it'll be gone by the time.
That's cool. That's cool. Dave, any projects you're working on right now?
So I have something which is called Esther's Dystopian Days.
Yeah.
And it's about how a 21-year-old female Portland college student, bisexual Jewish girl, deals with everything that's happening around her and points at the real world by writing the most over-the-top cyberpunk story she can, as well as being with her friends. And in the latest episode, she comes to that question that all writers write. If I make the blue-haired cat girl sexier, will more people read my stuff? And you can find it. Just type in Esther's Dystopian Days into any much browser, and you'll find it.
Cool. I'll put a link in the show notes. I currently, speaking of cyberpunk, for the 3rd issue of Damage, Armor, Movement, Notoriety, ! A tabletop RPG. I am doing the latest issue on cyberpunk, so the issue itself will be called Cyberdam and will include an introductory scenario to get your, get used to the setting, and then I also have a scenario called Neon Slaughter Grid 999, which is the PCs, the player characters, are all forced to be on a cyberpunk game show. The kind of cyberpunk game show where they wake you up in the middle of the night and dump you into a series of warehouses full of robots and people with chainsaws and stuff like that, where you fight for prizes. Very, very Running Man meets, I don't know, other stuff like that. But yeah, heavily influenced by William Gibson, Stephen King, Cody Goodfellow, and other people like that. So yeah, Cyberdam, it's dumb. It's my love letter to all those guys and the genre itself. So that should be coming out sometime around December this year. So check that out.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
So real quickly, since we're doing sort of a quick cyberpunk thing, I'm rereading the Zoe Ash trilogy by... It was originally published under David Wong. Okay. But it's really Jason Pardon, who is the same guy who wrote John Dies at the End.
Yeah. Or This Book is Full of Spiders.
That is absolutely... It does to cyberpunk what Austin Power does to the James Bond movies. Okay. It's a loving tribute parody, but he has great lines like, in the future, people will be eat long-stringed polycarbon fibers, and they will call it Wendy's chili. I think it's a lot better than I do, but by all means, and the second 2 books have some of the best titles ever.
Cool.
Zoe punches the future in the dick, and Zoe is too drunk for your dystopia.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, really good books if you can find them.
All right. Well, on that note, folks, we are going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for checking out this episode. And if you want to check out more, you know where to find us, because I said probably about 5 minutes ago. All right. Thank you so much, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
That was a good episode. All right.